What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with the last preview show of the season. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, how is all Forest fans feeling? We've got no stress, no panic. We're stress free. How Forest fans feeling? Big game. For me, it's more relaxing game, but I want to finish above. Is it Bournemouth above? So we can get that extra 3 million. So I do want to win this game. People in the comments, what is your score prediction for Sunday's game? Get in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you know. And I said, comment below what's your score prediction. I've got a special guest, big Pies fan, back of the nest, YouTube. My guy, Mr. D. How you doing, D?
Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for having me on the channel. We're both relaxed. We're both comfortable. But before we actually get started, you talked about finishing above Bournemouth. Who do you actually want to get relegated?
Yo, bro, that's what I do want to sit by the panel as well. I don't even know because Leeds, they've got a good fan base. I want Leicester down. That I don't care about Leicester. They don't care about.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I probably want Leicester to stay up.
Nah,
both them teams.
No, listen, man. The reason I want Forest to stay, I want Leicester to go down because we can say who's the best team in the East Midlands. Because they keep
fair enough.
Because they keep saying, "Well, we're the best team in East Midlands," but if they go down, we can say it. So
yeah, but they won the league though. Come on, like they won the league recently.
Man, they was look at. People in the comments, who do you want relegated? Who do you want relegated to the championship? Get the comments in now. Leeds. I want Leeds to stay up.
You want Everton to stay up? I can't lie. I'd rather Leeds stay up and Everton go that. Like for me, it's Leicester, then Leeds, then Everton. I'll be annoyed but they'll somehow do it. I'll be annoyed if somehow Everton stay up.
No, I'll be annoyed. You know Everton as well because what my idol plays for is a coach, Ian Warren. He's a coach there as well, and there's a few Forest players like Seastone, Kevin Campbell, who's played for them as well. So I don't want Everton to go down, but I do want
connections. That's the thing.
I've got connections. I don't want Ian Warren.
So I'm being real.
I don't want
real. That's what
I don't want Ian Warren to mess me in the morning. Why are you saying this for? So
yeah.
People in the comments, what do you want? I can see one here from Andrew. They want Leicester and Leeds. Fair enough. Comments from this one. Hi, Mr. Hope you well. Can't believe it's last game of the season on Sunday. It feels like yesterday was August 2022. A great day today, and Joe will give me a hug. Shout out to Eve, massive to the channel as well. There's quite a lot of Timbab Leeds and Leicester only because I got a bet. Michael says I think Leeds will go down with
I think that's most realistic. We talk about who we want to go down, but if you're asking me to be realistic, I can see Everton somehow pulling out the bag.
They got Bournemouth. They got Bournemouth. That's
what I'm saying. That's why I asked you because you said you want to finish above Bournemouth. So I was going to ask you if you want to sacrifice,
word one.
But it doesn't matter. For you want Everton to stay up anyway, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I want Everton to stay up. It don't mind.
Best case scenario. That means you finish above Bournemouth and also Everton stay up. So
people in the comments, keep getting comments in. Who do you want down? Right, dear. Like I said, people, we're not going down. Palace are on the beach like we are. We're going to talk about D about how Palace have been this season, how he feels about. They've had a little roller coaster with managers going and all that. Hodgson come in as well. So people in the comments, if you've got any questions with D, please do. D, talk about Palace, man, because it's been a crazy season for you. Like you've had Patrick Vieira. No, let's go start. When you lot came to Forest, we beat you 1-0.
Yeah.
I think it was Morgan Gibbs White. How did you feel on that game when Vieira was still in charge?
I thought it was an absolute embarrassment. Probably one of our worst performances this season. I don't mean that with any disrespect towards Forest, but at the time, I think, as far as I can remember, it's been a while ago, so I can't remember everything just like that. But I think Forest was still at their struggling phase. It was a phase of, everyone saying Forest are going to go down. And when you talk about potential team that everyone was saying was going to go down, it didn't happen in the end. Forest turned that around, and I'm very happy for that. I'm not just saying that because you're here. We spoke about it on our channel as well. I wanted Forest to stay up. and it's happened, so I'm happy about that. But it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Even regardless, even if Forest are going down, staying up, it was a Premier League game, and we had no shots on target against the side that just got promoted. We missed a penalty, but it was just negative, and it kind of summed up Palace's season under Vieira this season and why he got sacked. There was some confusing performance and results. It was far too inconsistent, and yeah, I hated it. I absolutely hated that game, and I don't remember much from it apart from that we didn't have any shots on target and that Zaha missed a penalty. And to be fair, what else can I remember? There was nothing else that went on Palace.
There's nothing on. I remember going to that game, and like I said, and I've said to D on his channel, make sure everyone's going to subscribe to Back and Nest as well. I forgot to say that. Do the plug if you can. Go to Back and Nest and please show some love to D's channel, because like I said, I was on his channel and did the preview for his show as well. So please go on, show some love there. D, you know what? I've always rated Palace, and as well, I rate the Palace fans as well. But I think also before the season, I did say, because you've got a fantastic team, you got young and experienced, and I thought, and I said on the start of the season, you get a top 10. This is what I said, because you've got a good side. What, like, you've underperformed. I mean, me personally, if you have, but Vieira went. And I think this blends in with the same comment with what Jimmy says. Dave, do you think Vieira would have got the same results as Roy? Would you keep Roy now, or would it have been a different manager? Like, let's reply to that one.
Okay, so let's talk about the managers. So Patrick Vieira last season, arguably, we played the best football. It was the most exciting time as a Palace fan, not just because of the football. We brought in young manager, young player, a manager that likes to play attacking football, FA Cup semi-final. We were very unlucky not to finish in the top 10 last season, and the hiccups for a new team was the main reason why we didn't. We dropped points due to some silly mistakes from individuals. So look, technically we should have finished 10th last season. Like, we had a solid season. And this season was all about building on from last season and finishing in that top 10, as you mentioned, though. Like, we had the players last season, but going into this season, there was a few things that changed. One, we lost players and we didn't replace them. I think that's where it starts from, the recruitment. We brought in some solid players in the summer, the likes of DoreOnTour, which I think is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, because he doesn't get spoken about as much.
Sorry, I thought Forest, as you know, Forest brought first players in, but we was linked with him. You got Kouyaté
instead. Exactly. You got Kouyaté instead. And don't get me wrong, Kouyaté was a solid player for us. Yeah. But when you play in the Premier League with possession style of football, you need a holding midfielder that's comfortable with the ball on his feet, that can make forward passes. Kouyaté was a very solid defensively, but he wasn't as comfortable on his feet that we would have liked. So we needed to bring a holding midfielder. But the biggest question mark was Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher leaves his Palace side. 100%. What happens? We didn't replace him. And you might laugh at this, but Christian Benteke, we also lost him, and that was another striker option. We didn't replace him. We went with one less striker. We left with arguably one of our best players and didn't replace him. And in January, same pretty much. We brought in Lokonga on loan from Arsenal. So it was annoying. The recruitment side of things, even though Cheikh Doucouré has been fantastic, and funny enough, we brought him in the summer and he's one player of the season, so it shows how big it's been for us. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to build on from last season. And saying that, I mean, we lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Manchester United about 3 to 4 years ago. We still haven't replaced him. So there's been question marks with recruitment in a way. I mean, we brought in some very solid players. Don't get me wrong. Eze, Elise,
top players.
Doucouré. But there's been some areas which has been questionable as well for Premier League Football Club, especially with the right back position, which we haven't strengthened. But yeah, we just, as the season went on, we were inconsistent before the World Cup, but then we had that World Cup break, and I think whatever happened after that World Cup break, that kind of ruined Palace.
Ruined it big time.
We had one win, and that was against Bournemouth in about 3 months. 3 months of Premier League football. Saying that, we had some difficult run of games. Very difficult. I think the most difficult in the Premier League. But you still need to pick up more points. During that difficult run of games, we still faced Southampton under Nathan Jones. And what happened in that game? We lost. We were one of those sides who lose to Southampton's Nathan Jones. It was embarrassing. We lost the FA Cup like that. Against Brentford, we were up 1-0, last minute we concede, we drop points there. Against Aston Villa, it was a bad performance. So we had teams that maybe we could compete against, and we just didn't get the results, and it's a results business. I'll be honest, when Vieira first got sacked, I was heavily annoyed. I was heavily annoyed because, as I said, the recruitment wasn't good enough, so I would have preferred Vieira to stay to the end of the season, and we're bringing in players and go again. Do you get? I want to build with a manager, just like you guys have done this season under Steve Cooper. It would have been extremely easy to sack Cooper when you guys were struggling, but you kept Cooper, you strengthened the squad, and it paid off. I wanted something similar to Palace, but it didn't work out. So look, I know I went off in a tangent. To answer the question, do you think Vieira would have got the same results as Roy? No. I would have liked to keep Vieira, but I don't think so, because we found out that ever since that Vieira's left, there was mistakes behind the scenes, even with Vieira, in terms of his coaching, his relationship with certain players. It didn't quite work out. And right now, the player that's been selected for England ever since Roy's come in, Eberechi Eze, he speaks about it week in, week out. He's been scoring goals, getting assists. What has changed? He said, I'm confident. And it's not a dig at Vieira, but you can see by his tone and what he's been saying that he wasn't confident under Vieira. He wasn't playing under Vieira. And now this player is coming under Roy Hodgson and he's scoring goals left, right, centre. You have to look at the manager.
Was you happy?
The manager, the fact that he turned around so quick.
Was you happy? Was you happy when Roy come in? Because from outside looking in, I thought myself, I was like, oh, okay, this is a bit weird, but
no, I wasn't happy. The reason why I wasn't happy is we brought in Vieira to progress from Roy, and build on and literally, look up the table. Yeah. When Roy did come in, I was 50-50 about whether it would be success or not, because many people talk about Roy being negative as a manager, defensive football, but I've seen him at Palace for 4 years, so I know the goods and the bads of Roy Hodgson. Yeah. And I'll be honest, towards the end of time, Roy Hodgson made me hate football. I can admit that. He genuinely made me hate it. Yeah, he made me hate it. He made me hate it towards the end of time. But we had an aging squad. We had predictable lineups, predictable results. But you can blame the squad for that purely because, of course, hindsight is 2020. You can look at it now and blame the squad for that. But even before them times, so let's say 2018-19 season, Roy Hodgson played some excellent football, some attacking football, and we were scoring goals. I mean, we scored, I think, 5 past Leicester or 4 past Leicester. So part of me is thinking, what? Yeah, exactly. What we've done is right now 5 past Leeds this season, but before we didn't score 4 past Leeds. But in the 2018-19 season, for example, when we did have younger players like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Zaha, who's so young, we scored goals. So part of me was thinking, what Roy are we going to get? And we got the old Roy. We didn't get the most recent Roy that we had at Palace. And I guess that depends on the players. I mean, we've got attacking players, but it's getting the best out of those players. So look, I've been pleased with the job that Roy's done. I am very happy. Even when he first joined, I said it time and time again. I want him to win all of our games. Even though I didn't want him back at the club, I want him. Because this guy, many people won't really consider this. I know he was at Watford, but I can guarantee you, if he was in any other club, I don't think Roy's coming. I don't think Roy's coming out of retirement. I think after Watford, he was done. He was settled. And he's had interviews and he's talked about it. Literally one phone call from Steve Parish, he said, I'm coming back. And that is because he has love for this club. And that's what I respect about the guy. And that's why I want him to end on high. So answering both questions. So no, I don't think Vieira... I think I lost the question. No, I don't think Vieira would have got the same results as Roy because Roy's brought back confidence into the squad. But would I keep Roy now, or do you want a different manager? Ideally, I want a different manager.
That's a question. That's a question I want to say, because like I said, Roy's did a good job. And let's keep it real. I've got to ask this question. I thought Palace fan, you wanted Steve Cooper when I think he was at Swansea.
Palace did, but I don't know if the fans did.
What's your opinion? Because me personally, I still Steve Cooper is a fantastic manager. He's a young manager. He's still like his first season as a Premier League manager. He's learning. What's your opinion on it? Like, who do you want as to make the next step for Palace? Because like I've just said, you've got a good young team. You've got like a little bit of experience as well. What's your opinion on the next manager? And what's your opinion on Steve Cooper?
Look, Steve Cooper, I respect him heavily. I respect him heavily for the job that he's done at Forest. But at Swansea, before he even joined Forest, at Swansea, I wasn't a massive fan of like he done a good job, but I wasn't a fan of his football. Maybe that's because of the plays that he had. But yeah, I didn't want Steve Cooper, in all honesty. And and the next manager for Palace has to be a young manager, of course, a young manager who's ambitious, who plays progressive football like Vieira tried to do in his first season, because I think that suits our players that we have right now the most. I don't think we are a defensive side. I think when you look at our players, Eze, Elise, Zaha, all these players, I think these are players that you need to be attacker with. You can't just sit back on the ball, even the Corey. So it needs to be a young progressive manager, though. That's
yeah, but you've had in the past though, Dave, you've had. I don't want to mention the manager, but you might be pissed off with me. You've had Frank de Boer, like he's a good young manager.
Yeah, Frank de Boer. Yeah, no. You're right. But quickly, though, can I quickly just step up for 2 seconds, and whilst you can maybe look at comments, I'm going to quickly come back in 2 seconds.
Go. People in comments. Like I said, let me go through the comments, and before he comes back in, this is from Derek. Hi Ben, thanks for all you've done for the channel over the past year. For some time like me, it's his darkness West Sussex. It's been a good send. Thank you very much. You know what, Derek? Thank you for watching my channel. Like I said, the last preview show, people, I've got like a lot more content coming this week. So if you can, please hit the like button and subscribe if you know. As well, he's back again. D, yeah, carry on, D.
Yeah, so I want a young. You mentioned Frank de Boer. Yeah, Frank de Boer didn't work out. But it doesn't mean that any other man. So what should we do though? Should we just?
I personally, as I looking in, like Palace, I keep saying it. They've got a good fan base. They've got a good young players that can impress Eze, I know it's OAC, and good young team. I personally think you need a young, good manager that will I can see like Spurs wanted the guy from Feyenoord, and I signed a contract with them. You need a good manager, a good young manager, because if you keep getting old managers, like don't be wrong, Roy Hodgson did a fantastic job, but I think they need a good young manager that if you want to break, and again, I don't want to disrespect, but I know you're going to be pissed off again. Brighton again, they've got a good setup.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me?
Okay, no, I agree. Brighton's got a good setup. They're playing European football. It hurts me to say, but these are facts, and you can't beat around the bush about it. Like it's facts. Yeah, Brighton are better than Palace right now. They are, and it's raised questions around Palace and our objectives, even going into next season, for example, because we've been in the Premier League longer than Brighton. Yeah. And what is it with Palace that we haven't? Funny enough, do you know what's our highest finish? Do you know okay, let me ask you this question. Has Palace finished in the top 10 in the last 10 years in the Premier League?
No.
Essentially. No, they haven't.
No,
so is that that's a bit mediocre, too mediocre for my liking. Yes, you want to be an established Premier League club, but after 10 years, like no top.
You just step up. You've got to be brave.
Okay, but the reason for that is because the managers that we've had, their objective, apart from Frank de Boer, which was literally 4 games long, so exclude that, and Patrick Vieira. Well, Patrick Vieira I won't count as well because his first season, I don't think his objective was top 10 finish. It was just to make us stable and build on and start a new project. It's been to stay up. Now, Brighton, they brought in De Zerbi, right? Yeah. And De Zerbi is a manager that not many people knew about. So we can't go with this attitude of saying, oh, De Boer didn't work out. Oh, look what happened in second season.
Would you take Potter? Would you take Potter?
Yeah, I would. Some Palace fans wouldn't. I would take Potter. The reason why I would is because I think Potter's heavily disrespected. The reason why Brighton are where they are, you can go and watch interviews with the Brighton CEO, and he's I actually rate him as a CEO, Paul Barber, and what he's done at Brighton, and he speaks about it often. Every interview he does, he speaks about it. Without Potter, De Zerbi, maybe he is successful, but Potter started it all. Now, people tend to forget that because of what's happened to De Zerbi, but Potter started it all. I remember facing Brighton every single season, and the majority of the season would finish above them, would beat them. It was comfortable. But Graham Potter put a new culture at the club and attacking football, possession base, and they improved year on year, small baby steps. So I would like a young manager in Graham Potter who, in a way, I think he suits us better now because he's got the experience of Brighton. He's got the experience of Chelsea as well. So even if he does well at Palace, there will be question marks on whether another big club wants him. Like, because of what happened at Chelsea, right? So if Graham Potter was to come to Palace, I can see him being that long-term manager for us. So yeah, I would like Potter. I would. But there are question marks over his system as well. The most ideal scenario would have been Arne Slot, but it seemed like he was going to go to Tottenham and now staying at finals. So yeah, I mean, there's question. There are top quality managers there. There are out there in Europe that would like to manage in the Premier League. That would probably like to manage the likes of Eze and Elise. We haven't got bad players, not brilliant and not world class players, but we've got some solid core that we have to build on. So there are managers out there. It's just on us to go and find them this summer. Saying that, I wouldn't be massively surprised if Hodgson stayed on.
Let's talk about Forest. And I said we spoke about Steve Cooper. Let's keep it. What Forest players do you think can get in Palace team? People in the comments as well. Who do you think? What Forest players will get in?
Not Wayne Hennessy. Let's just say that. No, let's just say that. No Wayne Hennessy. I mean, he was at Palace before.
Why? Tell the Forest fans why not? You lot don't like him for some reason. So tell everyone what's the reason you don't like him. Ex-Palace player.
The reason why we didn't like him, there was one or two moments off the pitch, some dodgy photos and dodgy banter, so-called banter, which probably people know about his the salute that he done.
Okay.
Yeah. And not just that. I mean, it started with him just being a not good goalkeeper. He's literally not a good goalkeeper. We've seen him enough. There's been times, every time there was a free kick, it was like, oh no, it's going to go in. Because he likes to shuffle. Like, it's so weird. It's so predictable for the attacker just to pick a side. He likes to shuffle to one side, leave another side completely open. He's just not a good goalkeeper. And I think what is on at the international level...
He might play on Saturday. He might play on Sunday. He might be in goal on Sunday.
Saying that he's going to keep a clean sheet, ain't he now? But yeah, we just didn't rate him as a goalkeeper, and it's frustrating. It just didn't work out. It was... Yeah, as Palace fans, we went through a lot. Saying that, you probably think I'm spoiled saying that. But in the last 10 years, Wayne Hennessy era, that was, yeah. I mean, I forgot about that era. He's just not a good goalkeeper.
I think he will be playing Sunday because Navas is injured.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, if we don't score 2 goals on Sunday, we'll Wayne Hennessy in goal, then there's something. Then we 100% are on the beach because, yeah, I just do not rate him at all. And not just me, Palace fan. I tried to back him as much as I can, but literally, you just couldn't win with Wayne Hennessy. Like, he was way too inconsistent. So
what Forest players do you think you'll get in Palace team then? Like, I see a few comments on here from Jimmy. Said Bernard Johnson, Morgan is right realistic. What players would you think do you rate and will get in your team?
Yeah, I think it has to be both of those players. I think Morgan Gibbs-White, I would love that. I would love that, but it's not going to happen, is it? Yeah, I think Morgan Gibbs-White suits us the most now. I can just imagine Morgan Gibbs-White, Eze, Elise, and also Zaha. Let's say Zaha will still leave. We don't know yet. He's out of contract in literally next month. But there's still... No one knows what's happening. Like, he hasn't been confirmed that he's leaving. He hasn't been confirmed that he's staying.
The question about Zaha, right? Because I know, like you said, he was linked with Arsenal, and Arsenal wanted 70 million for him.
Yeah,
and he got rejected. Do you wish he left, or are you happy he stayed?
No, I'm very happy that he stayed because without Zaha, we're not a Premier League football club. Yeah, it's as simple as that. He saved us single-handedly all those times. And £70 million, Zaha leaving could have cost us £150 million or £200 million when you look at Premier League money over the years. So, you know, he's helped us massively, and he gets a lot of disrespect by the neutrals. I get why people think that, but honestly, this guy is... what happens on the football pitch, I guess that's what people see about him, but he's genuinely a good human being. He's always, throughout his career, he's been donating 10% to charity. He's a community person as well. He likes to give back to the community. Funny enough, he had a new mural outside Selhurst Park, which you'll probably see on Sunday. That was posted as well. Like, we love him to bits, and he loves us to bits. And yeah, I was happy that we didn't sell him for £70 million. And it pretty much shows where Palace are with some of these other players, with maybe Eze Gehi. I don't think Palace will sell them unless we get the offers that we want. So yeah, that was good to see.
100%. Right, 2 more questions for D before we do. D, I'll start the season. That's all the rival football fans. Where did you thought Palace would finish in the league?
top 10 should have been the aim, man. I don't think I'm
I
crazy
said the
about saying
same,
that.
bro. I
Yeah,
said
yeah, top
exactly the
10
same.
should have been the aim. Based on what we done last season and how good we were, top 10 should have been the aim. And relegation shouldn't even be mentioned after what happened. Like we should have gone past that stage. But I feel like I don't know. You could say we regress or we stay the same. It depends on how you look at it. But as a season as a whole, based on the football, based on some of the results that we had throughout the season, it feels more of a regression than standing still based on last season. Last season was optimism. It was excitement watching Palace play. This season, I can't wait for the season to end. I'm happy that these are the last couple of days because it's been a long season, a season that there's been much to talk about. No cup run, awful in the cup, very bad in the league as well for the majority of the season, considering the plays that we've had. So yeah, top 10 should have been the aim, but here we are once again. We're gonna start literally a fresh page if Roy doesn't stay.
So what's next then? What's next for you then? Like I said, you think top 10? Like what do you want?
Well, top 10. That's what I want next. I don't want to say top 6 because I don't think that's realistic right now. Top 10 should be the aim, and I think it is achievable with Palace, considering how long we've been in the Premier League. Some of the players that we have, if we build on this place, I think top 10 should be the realistic aim. But saying that, it's easy for me to say this with the players that we got right now, but we don't know who's going to be leaving for next season. We don't know who's going to be coming in. And most importantly, we don't know who the next manager is going to be. Either way, if Roy stays, I think even he said it himself, if this squad should be finishing top 10. If Roy stays, that should be the objective. Like, I'm done with excuses. He knows the squad. He's managed Palace before. He knows some of these players for long enough. It should be the aim. But if Roy was to leave and we get in another manager, I wouldn't mind a season where we just don't talk about relegation, but also we don't get into the top 10. Like, I'll be fine with just starting again, building again, or a good cup run. So it just depends on the situation, because I know that football is not black and white as some people make it out to be, such as, new manager comes in, you have to be finished the top 10. Like, it takes time to sometimes, especially with smaller clubs, to fit in your philosophy, bring in new players, make them understand what you want as well. So yeah, if it's a new manager, I just don't want us to be talking about relegation, but also I wouldn't be upset with not finishing top 10, a good cup run. But if it's Roy, it has to be top 10 finish. That should be the aim.
100%. People in the comments, what is your score prediction for Sunday's game? I'll get Steve's score prediction any minute now. And as well, people, make sure everyone subscribes to Back in the Nest. The link is in the description as well. I will ask you about his channel before we do go. So people in the comments, what is your score prediction for Sunday's game? D, what's your score prediction for Sunday?
Score prediction for Sunday. I think.
Do you want a big score? I want a big score. I don't know why. I just want a big score.
Yeah, it could easily be a big score. You got Wayne Henderson goal. Literally. I'm gonna go for a Palace win. It's like it might be a goodbye for Roy. So I think Roy wants to end on a high. I don't think we're on the beach. I think Forest will probably be more on the beach.
Listen, we're having a party.
That's what I'm saying. You're having a party. We don't need a party. We've been in what we're celebrating, being in the Premier League 10 years and survive it. Like, the end should be higher than that. It's been an annoying season. So you're having a party. We're saying goodbyes. Literally, we have a few players that's leaving. So for Palace, it's a bit more relaxed, a bit more, focus on last game of the season. Saying that, maybe you want to end on a high as well. Who doesn't? I think it's going to be. I'm going to go for 2-1 Palace. Palace. Saying that, I wouldn't be surprised. As you said, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there's loads of goals in this game as well. It's a final game of the season. Go out there, enjoy yourself. Make Roy proud. Like, make Roy, excited for his last game. Potentially, we don't know. But potentially, that's what he said today. As it stands right now, it's his last game. That's what he said today. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Palace at home. But you never know.
Well, so Michael saying 2-1 to Forest. Jim Bob saying 4-3 to either side. No. I'll take 4-3 Forest. Because like I said, Forest, like I'm going. It's the third time I've been to Palace. I've told you on his channel. I've been there twice. I've beat you 3-0 twice. Been there 3 times when I was in the 95, I think it was. But we beat you like 3 times, 3-0, I think it was. So
yeah.
Hopefully. Right, D, before we go, do a massive link to tell everyone about your channel.
Yeah, so Back of the Nest on YouTube and normal podcast platforms as well. We'll be doing a match reaction, match previews, opposition previews, where Dore came on the channel as well for a preview and giving Forest insight to the game. So make sure to check out Back of the Nets for just general Crystal Palace content if you're interested. Maybe after you guys
show some love,
you might be interested like that. And also, you can find me on Twitter at @DPalace as well _ So yeah, thank you for having me on the channel, bro.
No worries, but like I said, everyone go and follow these Twitter, YouTube as well. It's in the title, so if you can do after the show, go to this link and make sure you go and subscribe. It's good to show love to other channels because, like I said, you want to hear about other football teams as well. But as well, make sure everyone subscribes to my channel. D, you're definitely there Sunday, yeah?
Yeah, bro, I'm there, man. I'm there. I'm there for party. I'm at Forest then. I might as well have a party as well. I might as well have a party as well.
Yo, like I said, for Forest fans, I'll be there as well, just like celebrating with all Forest fans because we are up. Like I said, this is the last preview show. I want to say thank you for everyone that has watched all my previous shows from the start of the season to now. Much appreciated. As well, I'll be there. So my vlog was out. The after game reaction as well. The Monday is the review show, my last review show. But last up on Tuesday, if any Forest fans wants to come on my channel and talk about the whole season, please do get in contact with me. Anyone can come on. Be me and someone else. I think of someone to come on the channel as well to talk to you Forest fans. So if you do, message me on Twitter, Instagram, or even email me. It could be anyone. Come on my show. We should have a good chat about Forest this season and what's going forward. Right, D, it's been a pleasure, bro. Make sure, like I said, everyone subscribe to D's show. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, everyone. Thank you for taking the love to my channel. It's been great. We are staying up. Can't wait to have a party on at Sellers Park on Sunday. It's gonna be fun. Peace and love, people. Up the Forest.